I hadn't planned on going. I've never gone to one before, but stories always circulated afterward. The descriptions were awful. I wanted no part. Today found me where I had never expected to go. Life does that, doesn't it? Plans to not make plans can result in, I wish I'd made plans. I sat down on the hard ground next to a jagged rock formation. So, this was it. Golgotha, aka Calvary, the skull. The hill named after the very resemblance. Fitting to be named the skull, as so many deaths took place here. I took in a deep breath of thick air. It contained a hint that a storm was headed our way. Intermingled with the smell of the storm on the horizon was a mixture of pungent scents. Blood, gall, sweat, and something strange, different. If there's a smell the body emits when it undergoes extreme stress, a breakdown of cells, then that's what the last intrusive odor was. I looked around. The gathering, larger than I'd expected, was clearly a mixture of all opinions and races, walks of life, and ages. Taunting, jeering, and vengeful insults were hurled at the man on the middle cross. Their faces were filled with hate like I have never seen before. Their laughter, plentiful in the middle of it all, was maniacal. It was the epitome of bullying at its greatest, teetering on the edge of psychotic. What could one individual have done to cause such hatred? Off to the side were a couple of small groups enjoying provisions they had packed for the day. As if starved for entertainment, watching a crucifixion was the best thing available for the day. They seemed indifferent, even apathetic. A couple of groups of soldiers were present and appeared to be doing their job as usual. It was just another work day, just another Friday before the long-awaited weekend. Then there were the mourners. It was obvious that the three women clinging together had been very close to him. Their clothes and faces showed the wear of a long journey. They were stained with blood, tears, grime, and sweat. Their eyes told of a deep, searing pain inflicted upon their souls. Their pitiful, mournful cries and groaning should have been enough to stir even the coldest of hearts. It broke me to hear their pain. Amongst them was a small gathering of men. They carried the same emotion, but with an air of protectiveness. It seemed projected toward the women, but also helplessly at the man on the middle cross. Their sagging shoulders showed hopelessness at the scene before them. The man on the middle cross, I finally found the courage to glance up at him. I looked away quickly. I swallowed hard, took another deep breath, and shook my head. I laid my head in my hands and closed my eyes. The image continued to be vivid. Make it go away. Never had I seen flesh so torn, ragged, bleeding, exposed. His body lay open in ripped shreds of flesh, bruised. Blood from the cruelly placed crown of locust thorns trickled down the unrecognizably beaten image that once portrayed his face. Suspended against the wooden frame of a cross, 3 nails held the weight of a full-grown man. Pain and anguish have no resemblance to what I heard upon each grunt and groan. The sounds haunted the air as I heard him gasp, pushing against gravity to allow yet one more small gasp of air. What could any man have ever done to deserve this? Who were these deranged people? What right did they have? Why didn't they understand? Even if they didn't know he was our Savior in the flesh, how could they willingly make choices that inflicted such pain? A heaviness filled my heart, but an even greater heaviness filled my arms now as I found myself standing. I vowed to never find myself in this position again. I would be intentional about my plans. I would have no part in something like this. It was horrific. I am not like these people. The words no sooner left my mouth than I looked down. The heaviness was from the hammer. I held the hammer. I had played my part in this crucifixion. I was no better than any of these. I had shared in the taunting and jeers, even if it was modeled in my silence. Worse yet, I knew who he was when I picked up the hammer. Oh, Lord, what have I done? I fell to my knees and laid it down. I looked up at the man on the middle cross. My eyes locked with his. His eyes held forgiveness. They held compassion. They were warm. They spoke without words of a love that had no definition. The sky cracked open. The rain began to fall. It felt sweet as it washed over me. The grime, the smells, the filth, all washed away. I had been guilty. I was set free. I was loved. I am loved in one look from the eyes of the man on the middle cross.